Hi guys, this is Mark and this is another episode of Moon Days with Mark. And with me today is my wife, Sarah.
Hey everyone.
So Sarah, over the years, has had a lot of medial meniscus problems. These came from years of trail running and just kind of abusing her body before we started taking care of ourselves doing yoga. But it's made the Ashtanga very difficult though, because there's so many bent leg positions. So for a long time with the meniscus tears, her knee bend was somewhere like in this range. That's really all the further she could bend her knee without having pain on the insides of her knees. Okay, so over a long period of time, we got it in a little further, in a little further, in a little further. We just had to be gentle with this. And now you can see, like, this is kind of like a Marichyasana leg, Marichyasana A or C. You can see like her heel is really close to her glute, so that's pretty good. That's what we've been striving to get to happen. And if we look at Janu Shasana A, so go ahead and come into Janu. Come into your old Janu, actually. So her old Janu was out here by the knee, okay? And then again, we had to get that in over time. You can see that her hip is still somewhat tight, okay? Because that knee is still pretty high off the ground. But it's a lot better than it was. So, all the poses with bent knees were quite problematic, okay? The Janu Shashasanas, Ardha Baddha, Tirthyanga Mukha, all the Marichyasnas, anything that required full lotus. These are all things that have been very difficult to do. So what we have done is, we've gotten this to happen, but the lotus is still something we're working on. And what we have been doing, I'll show you the exercise that we do. And we usually do this after. We don't do this like during a Mysore class. Usually it'll be after class, maybe after Shavasana. I'll hold her here for like 5 minutes or so. But what I'm doing is I'm taking a leg and I'm placing my feet on the back of her hamstring, okay? And I'm closing the knee over my feet. All right, and I roll the calf out a little bit. Now you can see my ankle is kind of cradling her shin, okay? My feet are acting as a spacer, so that we don't close too much. And it's keeping these bones and all the muscle kind of rolling away from each other, keeping that open, so the medial meniscus is not pinching anymore. All right, and for a long time, we just simply held like this. And whenever this became comfortable, I would scoot in, and you see that closes her knee a little more. Now, what's nice about this, it's not I'm elevating her shin with my ankle. This is similar, or more similar, to a half lotus than if her foot was on the ground. Say like in like Supta Baddha Konasana, you're laying on the ground with the feet together and knees wide. All right. So with the foot elevated here, it's getting a little more external rotation in the hip, and you can see her foot is about the level of the top of her thigh. So you can see how this would progress into a half lotus by sliding it over. So what we've been doing now is I'll move my butt over a little bit, and then I move my feet over and set her foot on top of her thigh. Okay, and then after this became comfortable for her, I would pick my butt up, bring it to the other side of her leg, and now walk my legs in a little more. Okay, so now we're near the top of her thigh with her foot. We have good external rotation in the hip. She's getting a little bit of hip stretch here, right? But it's not intense, and there's no knee pain. So what we're doing with this is just holding it, like I said, for like 4 or 5 minutes at a time. And this is to help with repatterning. Okay, so what I mean by that is, when we have an injury and we lose range of motion, as that's healing, everything's getting tighter. So like physical therapy, they actually measure to see the range of like how the angle, or the degree that the knee will bend, and they're gradually trying to get that deeper and deeper and deeper again. So they're repatterning, and that's what we really want to do here. We want to create a new pattern. All right. So if you're having trouble bending, just pull it in a little bit and sit with that over time. Okay. And you can see, I'll demonstrate here. So this is the same thing really that I was doing with Sarah, except for I'm holding my leg myself instead of the feet in back here. So here we are, and then it's just slowly over time coming in. There's a little rotation of the hip until it comes into the hip crease. Okay. So this is what we're working on over time. But if you have knee problems, which I feel like medial meniscus is somewhat common, you really just have to be easy with it. We can't force it in. And this may not work for you, but give it a try. We've went to lots of workshops, talked to lots of anatomy experts, all kinds of stuff over the last 6 years, trying to figure out what we can do for her knee. And we've tried lots of things. Some things work a little bit temporarily, then it starts to hurt again. We've gone back and forth on this road for a while, but this is what's been the most successful for us so far. And this is something that we kind of just created a little bit. So yeah, try it out. I hope this helps you. If you have any questions, feel free to message us. All right, thanks guys.